Morning, everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get started. Before we start the session, I have a very common question every time I ask, like, why do you want to learn SQL and Power BI? Why? You did your research. Yeah, probably you may want to do this way. Your name, you know, what's your education background, and if you're working somewhere, where are you working, and why do you want to learn SQL and Power BI? Yes? Yeah, quick introduction, please, each one of you. Yeah, we are running this both online and offline. So go ahead, offline first or online? Let's go with offline first then. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, simple. Your name, your education background. If you're working somewhere, where you're working, and yeah, and maybe your work experience you can cover. And finally, why do you want to learn SQL and Power BI?
I'm Srilekha, sir. I've completed my MSc Data Science in the month of July this year.
Okay.
Um, I want to learn SQL for revising purpose. Really, I have it touch, and I need to revise all those topics. For that sake, I joined here.
Okay, thanks.
I have a couple of I have done couple of dashboards using Power BI. So I want to learn more about DAX queries. So
Learn more about the DAX. Perfect.
that's all about this.
Thank you. And others, go ahead, please.
I want to learn basic data science. I will do the data.
Okay. So you are also from the data science background. Okay, cool. Then thank you.
My name is Rajesh. I have recently completed my graduation in data science. I don't know about the SQL program. So I'm interested. I want to learn about SQL. What was the time? That's it.
Right, yeah. Thanks.
I don't know. It's clear.
Okay. Thank you.
I want to learn SQL. I want to develop data and SQL. So I want to know what is SQL and why it is.
Thanks for that.
My name is Fonsi. I have completed my MBA at the Stream of Computer Science at University of College. I want to do a data analyst role. That's why I want.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Sankita. I have completed my graduation in data science. I need to learn SQL for gain information.
Why Power BI? You try doing research on Power BI as well, or? Okay, fine then, yeah. Good.
I'm Christian. I don't have any experience. I want to learn Excelytics B00720 SQL.
Data analytics related. Okay, thank you. Online, go ahead, please. Quick round of introduction. Your name. If you're working, where you're working, you're a fresher, then what's your education background and why do you want to learn SQL and Power BI?
Hi, this is Shamla. I'm working with Parexel International. I have almost 8 years of experience. SQL, I just want to brush up my skills on SQL and Power BI, I'm not aware of it, so I just want to learn that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hi, this is Avinash. I currently work in ITH. I have total of 3 years of experience. into financial domain, particularly in the private equity. And I just wanted to learn the data analysis, which is related to
I think I could barely hear you, but I understood what's your background and all. Okay, others? Yeah, online participants, please. I see a few more. Okay.
Hi,
Yeah, go ahead.
my name is Bez Sanku. I have recently completed my BTech in branch of EEE. Um, I haven't done any research, but my friend and my brother suggested this course to because he thinks this course, this Power BI and SQL has a scope in future. That's why I'm also interested.
Okay, got it. Thank you. All right then. So if anyone else is there, online participants, this will give me some idea like what kind of background you're coming from. So if any example that I need to give, I try to use the relevant examples instead of like using a very vague example. Okay. So that's the reason I'm just checking what kind of education background or where you're working so that, I'll get some idea. Fine then. So I understand most of you are coming from the, different backgrounds like BTech, BSc, MSc, right? Different education backgrounds, right? And a few of you are working professionals too. But yeah, you may be thinking like you are in a group where working professionals are there and freshers are there, and freshers may be like little doubtful about what. So there are working professionals, and you may be talking to them in their language, like, they may have some experience, right? Already working with different reports and all. So absolutely no need to worry. I'll be taking you through all the basics, including, whosoever is a working professional there. They also need these basics, certain things are there before we start SQL and Power BI sessions, okay? But before we start the session, I anyways introduce myself, but I have a quick question for all of you. All of you are okay with Excel? Done with Excel sessions? Right? Advanced Excel sessions. And all of you have some idea about Excel, right? Okay, online participants, I hope all of you have some idea about Excel, especially the lookup formulas, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index match, pivoting, conditional formatting, charts, right? Okay, what is a table, how to organize the data in the table, sorting features, right? Filtering features and all. If you are okay with these things, then only you are eligible for SQL and Power BI. If you are very, very beginner, you don't know what is Excel, how the tables are created, how the table data is managed, then I don't think it's a right course for you. But I see all of you are from, in this group are coming from Excel. You already completed Excel session, so Excel you already know. Great then. But if anyone is there in this particular batch who is new to Excel, you don't have any idea about Excel, how the spreadsheets work, how the tables work, how the filters done, how the sorting is done, how the formulas are written. If you are new to it, then my recommendation would be start with Excel, right? There are reasons, okay? Usually, you see the job title as Power BI developer, right? Today, I'll show you, though the job title shows Power BI developer or a report developer, but when you look into the details of the job description, okay, usually SQL is mentioned there, SQL is mentioned, SQL is mentioned there, Excel is mentioned there, another couple of, technical skills also mentioned there. Power BI developer just alone learning the Power BI alone can't get you that job. There are other skills also I'll show you today, what kind of job opportunities are there and what kind of things that we need to learn, right? Fine then. So before we start the session, I would like to take you through Excelytics about ourselves. And it's been like 11 plus years. We have been training people on different data analytics tools. And yeah, these are the different courses that we offer along with the certifications and consulting solutions. I think the ones who are here for the placement program, you have a Microsoft Excel certification in the pipeline that you need to complete it soon, as soon as possible. Check with the front office regarding the material and the video recordings, and they will share that with you. Practice it for like a couple of hours, and I'm very much sure getting 1,000 out of 1,000 in Excel exam is easy. But you just need to do enough practice. Okay, so we'll share that material with you. Go through that material, practice, and write it as soon as possible before you forget the subject. I'm just kidding. Okay, if you do not practice on continuous basis, like obviously we all forget, right? So please make sure you complete the Excel certification as soon as possible, because I think a good number of things you practiced, and you completed one project work also, like a sales performance dashboard or something you would have created. Yes, perfect. So since you are in touch with the subject, go through those certification material also, practice those material projects and all. So I think getting 1,000 out of 1,000 is easy. 900 plus is quite easy, I would say. Okay, so that's about the certification related thing. And once we are done with this SQL and Power BI, we have a Power BI certification as well, which is PL300. Of course, not part of our course package, but if anyone is interested to go for the Microsoft PL300 certification, talk to the front office. They'll schedule the slot for you. So the certification fee somewhere around 6,000 rupees. Okay. You can also book the voucher, but yeah, front office will help you to, book the voucher and know how to do it, right? The material is also there, but PL300 certification is a little tricky, I would say, because Excel certification, the way you get the questions are like project-based questions. You will have the Excel interface and you will have to perform those steps to get the score. But in PL300, the problem is that you will have MCQ kind of things, multiple choice questions, drag and drop questions and all. So you may be thinking multiple choice questions are much more easier than a project-based question, right? So usually in the project-based question, they ask you, write a VLOOKUP formula to get this output. Then what is it you need to do? You need to write the formula to get the output. But in the MCQ-based question, okay, choose the correct answer, from the list, following list. And then you may be thinking choosing the correct answer is easy, right? Instead of a project-based one. I'll tell you the challenge here. Those options that you get in the PL300, all of them, they look very much similar, right? Everything looks like the correct answer. And one more thing is that the problem clearing the PL300 certification is, as you don't have the Power BI interface there in the examination, okay? They will ask you a feature in some corner, okay, which you may or may not be able to remember that position, right? So that is a challenge there. In Excel certification, the advantage is that Excel application will be there in front of you. Then it's very easy for you to just, manage things, right? You can just simply select that and you can, complete that. Yeah, so that's what the challenge is. But yeah, anyways, during the certification session, I'll talk more about, how to, crack the certification and all. There are different techniques available. Okay, so coming to me, I'm Kishore, and it's been 17 plus years I'm into this. I'm still working as a consultant for different companies. Earlier, I was like a full-time employee, but now I'm working as a consultant with different companies, and I'm designing their L&D programs into analytics and reporting and automations. Worked with different companies. I was with Quadratics, Deloitte, United Health Group. I was with Health Technologies, iSpace, and yeah, that's a big list again. I'm an MCT Microsoft certified trainer. I'm MCP Microsoft certified professional. I'm Deloitte Faculty Excellence certified, Six Sigma certified, ISO certified internal auditor. You name, all these Microsoft Office certifications. I completed all of them: Excel expert, Word expert, Access expert, Outlook specialist, PowerPoint specialist. I'm a PL300 Power BI certified, PL900 Power Platform certified. All these things are Microsoft certifications, and yeah, the different domains I work with, different technologies I work with. Yeah, that's my skill graph, and these are my certification badges. And I'm talking about this particular badge. Of course, it is expert badge. For you will get a specialist badge. Specialist is the first level badge, okay? So in Excel. And after that, you can upgrade it to expert badge. Both of them are like online examinations only, specialist exam and expert exam. Okay. And this is a PL300 Power BI Data Analyst Associate certification. The good thing with this Excel badge is it's once you are certified, forever you are certified. You no need to go for any renewal exam. Usually all the technical certifications, they come with a renewal examination also. Every 1 year, you will have to go for a renewal. But when it comes to Excel certification, no need of renewal. Once you are certified, that's it, lifetime. Okay, so that's the advantage that you have. But when it comes to a PL300 or a PL900 certification, the problem is every 1 year you will have to go for a renewal. Of course, the renewal is for free, but if you miss that renewal date, you will have to write that examination again. So I wrote PL300 twice already. I forgot to renew my examination and I had to pay the fee and write it again. So recommendation, see, I understand if you complete 1 or 2 examinations, it's easy to track, but I have like list of things every now and then I'll have to go for a renewal exam and somehow I missed one of those certifications like PL300 certification renewal. So I had to retake that exam once again. But yeah, if you complete by any chance PL300, make sure every 1 year, before 1 year time, you go for a renewal. Okay, but Excel certification is a lifetime. Once you are certified, that's it. And moreover, we are offering it in Microsoft 365 Excel application, which is like the most advanced certification. And yeah, once you are certified, yes, you can use that badge, especially being a fresher. It is recommended to have these kind of certifications to get more weightage for your resume. You got the point? Right. So I completed a good number of things because if I need to present my profile as a technical trainer, so definitely I'll have to showcase my skills, right? I may not be able to explain all the technical stuff to my clients just in a half an hour call, right? What is that I talk about? I talk about only my certifications and achievements, right? After looking at this, you may be thinking I'm from some education background, right? I think a few of you who attended orientation session, you know my education background. Can you guess? Looking at, what is that? RPA tools, automations, and databases, different applications that I use, different domains I worked with. Guess the education background. By the way, I'm doing PhD currently. Yeah, go ahead. BA, BCom, BSc, BTech, MCA, BCA, BBA. Yes. Oh, someone guessed it. Let's see. MTech. Okay, because something sounding too much technical in my resume saying, okay, databases, robotic process automations and things like that. Okay. MBA. Okay. Good guesses. Yeah, go ahead. Nothing wrong, right? No scoring for this question, huh? It's a 0 score question. What that could be? BSc, MSc, BTech, MTech, BBA, MBA, BCom. What that could be? MCA. Okay, all right. So, everyone is mentioning more about the BTech, MCA and all, right? So thinking what? Because a lot of technologies are there, a lot of languages are there, databases are there and all that. And I worked with IT assets, analytics and things like that, okay? Okay, here we go. I'm from BCom MBA background. And only for the first 1.5 year, I was into a different role. But after that, I started my career as a data analyst. And since then, I've been working with the different technology teams and all. I worked with Quadratics earlier. I'm currently working with a good number of pharma clients like Dr. Reddy's, Biologically, Novartis, which is Sandoz. So the multiple training programs we are offering there. Yeah, I was with Quadratics as a senior consultant, and I was with Deloitte as an assistant manager into reporting and analytics. I was with United Health Group as a senior reporting analyst into process automation. Yeah, financial data analyst in iSpace. Later, it got changed to iHealth. While I was leaving that company, it was iHealth at that point. Yeah, that's a long journey for me. A good 17 plus years I've been working with these different technologies and all. So that's briefly about me. And I can tell you one thing here before we start the session, because I'm coming from a non-technical background, right? I understand the challenges faced by the people who come from the non-technical background, right? If your education itself is technology related, let's say someone said, your BTech, computer science, something, definitely you have some idea about programming and all, right? So it is easy for you. Let's say some database idea is there. But this particular course, even if you are coming from the non-technical background, you can easily understand this. Why am I so confident about this? Because I come from the same background. I understand the challenges, what I faced, right? And definitely others also will face a similar kind of a challenge there, right? So that's how we created this course. Of course, it has so much of technology involvement in it. However, we made it like very, very easy for everyone to understand, even if you come from non-technical education. If you're coming from a technical education, definitely it is going to be much more easier for you because you have some idea already. What is a database? What is SQL? What is a reporting tool and all? Yeah, but yes, even if you're coming from non-technical background, absolutely no need to worry. Okay, fine then. So let me take you through the course outline first. It will give you some idea. And I think a few of you are already attending evening Excel sessions and SQL and Power BI. You are attending in this batch. A few of you. Make sure you practice Excel well, then only you understand SQL and Power BI concepts well. Okay, fine then. So let me take you through the course outline now. This course is a combination of SQL and Power BI. Okay, so SQL for reporting and analytics and Power BI desktop and Power BI service. These are the things that you are going to learn. SQL for reporting and analytics, why we named the course like this, SQL for reporting and analytics? Because when you say SQL, it has complete database development, course is also there. SQL DBA related database administration or database development related courses are there. But this course is only for reporting and analytics. Why we, what do we say, restricted the course contents to the reporting and analytics only because even though you learn the full SQL course, there is no way that you can use all those things in your real time, right? A simple example I can give you. If you want to learn, driving a car, what is it you need to learn? Maybe a cycle, okay. Then maybe a bike, and then car. And there are a few directly they learn car also, right? Okay, fine then. Let's talk about only car driving. So there are certain things in the driving, right, involved, like how to control the steering, how to, control those clutch, brake, gear, and different things, right? But tell me something, do you need to learn how to fix the engine related issues also as a driver? No, right? So if there is an engine related issue in the car, what is it we do? We take it to the mechanic, right? Who is specialized in doing it, right? So something similar to this, if you are a data analyst, you just need to learn certain things. Having idea about other things is okay, but you don't need to master the other things. What is that we need to master here? How to extract the data, how to create the reports as a data analyst. Okay. If there is any issue related to the server access or server performance is not good, or the database is not designed as per the business requirement and all, that's not our job to handle. We can report it. What's going wrong, we can report it, but definitely we don't try to fix it because that is not our area. Right? If you want to drive a car, what are the things that you need to learn? A limited number of things are there, right? But along with that, if you have some idea about battery related issues, engine related issues, and other few things, great. It's good to know. But we don't get any opportunity to fix them. Right? But having some idea is recommended. So this particular course mainly focuses only on reporting and analytics related SQL queries. Nothing but we spend more time on data extraction, working with different tables, writing those joins, set operators, subqueries, CTEs, common table expressions. Certain instances, we also write the stored procedures, window functions, and different things are there. Most of them, they are only for the data analytics and reporting related. But how to design the database, how to design the tables, how to control the user logins, how to set up the security and all, also we will learn, but with limited content. Okay, we don't try to, go deeper into that subject because that doesn't belong to us. We focus more on data extraction related, because as an analyst, what is our job? Extract the data, create the reports, draw the insights from it, and report it to the management. That is what our role is. Understood? Right. So that's the reason we named this course as SQL for Reporting and Analytics. But if anyone in this group, okay, there are online participants, we have some idea about offline participants, so we have no question here. But online participants, anyone in this group who wants to learn the complete SQL development related course, this is not the course for you, because I'm not going to cover more on the database development side. Okay, we'll definitely learn how to develop a database, but we don't spend much time there. There are so many things you need to learn if you want to design a database, right? But as our job starts, once the database is ready and data is ready, then our job starts. What is it we do? As the data is already there in the database, we extract the data, we create the reports, right? So that's when our job starts. I assume that everyone in this group is looking for this kind of a course, especially to interact with the database, extract the data, create the reports, and draw the insights from the data, right? Yeah, fine then. So that is our first module, SQL for reporting and analytics, okay? So the second module is there, Power BI. In this one, as I said, we will learn both Power BI desktop and Power BI service. Two things are there. Power BI desktop for the report development, Power BI service for the report publishing and sharing. Both the modules you will learn, okay? Desktop for the report development, I'll show you how to install Power BI desktop and all, and then how to create a Power BI service account and publish the reports, and so that all of you can see the reports from anywhere in this world, okay? A simple example. I think you all are practicing in our, laptops, right? The office laptops you are using, right? Okay, perfect then. You create one Excel report there. You save it. You shut down the system. Then if you want to see the numbers inside that Excel report, what is it you need to do? Again, you will have to pick up the same laptop. Every day, I hope you are getting the same laptop only, right? You need to pick the same laptop, go to the place where you saved it, and there you open it. Then only you can see those numbers. Yes. Excel kind of a reporting tool or any, many other tools are there. You cannot publish these reports online directly, okay? Of course, you can use Google Drive and you can store the file there, but there is no dedicated interface like, or a platform to publish these reports for Excel. But when it comes to Power BI, once you, create a report, you publish it onto Power BI service, any place, from this world, you can open that report and you can see that. You no need to depend on the same computer, right? You can publish it, and from there you can open and you can see that report from any computer, any place, right? That is what we are going to do. So as part of Power BI, two things you are going to learn: Power BI desktop and Power BI service, both of them. But Power BI desktop is for the report development. Power BI service is for report publishing and sharing. These are the two things, right? Okay. So Power BI, before going to Power BI, why are we learning SQL? There are certain things that we need to understand from the SQL standpoint. Then only Power BI looks easy. Otherwise, you will be confused, because certain things are there, like primary key, foreign key, unique key constraints, and how the joins are created. All these things are available in Power BI also. Whatever you learn in SQL, the similar kind of things that you learn in Power BI also. So that's the reason what we usually do, even if we are starting a Power BI session, for the first couple of days, I'll be talking about SQL once again, right? Today we are, today and the next, 15 days, we'll be 10 days at least, we'll be talking about SQL. But before starting Power BI, once again, I'll talk about SQL. Okay, because it's more like a refresher for you. And if any new joiner is there only for Power BI, they will also understand the SQL concepts. So without the SQL, understanding Power BI concepts is like little challenging. And whatever the functions that we use in Excel, the similar kind of functions are there in SQL, and the similar kind of functions are there in Power BI as well, right? So Excel formulas you learned, right? We look up some F, count F, right? Different kind of formulas. Similar kind of formulas are there in SQL also. SQL aggregate formulas also we will learn. And then we will move on to Power BI DAX formulas. Probably you would have heard this DAX, DAX. Data analysis expressions are very powerful formula language that is there in Power BI. And we will learn that right from the basics, okay? So a few of you may be finding challenges writing the DAX. The reason being there are certain concepts that we need to learn before writing any DAX function. Directly by hearting a function and writing it is not going to help you. I think the ones who completed Excel, you know what is a many argument formula, few argument formula, no argument formula you discussed. How these formulas look, each and every argument, square bracket arguments, optional, mandatory. You know one interesting thing, you take any Microsoft technology, all those functions, they follow the same rules. That means if you are good with Excel fundamentals, learning SQL or learning Power BI is going to be easy because even Power BI DAX formulas also follow the same rules. Right, I'll ask you a simple question here. If you want to write a text content manually in Excel formula, what is it you write? Let's say you want to write a text content. You want to type text content inside a formula. What is needed? Double quotes are needed, right? Same rule is there in Power BI DAX also. If you are writing a text content or date content, double quotes are mandatory there. Same rule is there in SQL also. But SQL, we write a single quote. Different variants are there in the SQL. A few of the SQL variants, they use double quotes. But most of the SQL variants, they use single quote. But the rule remains same. Okay, now you are getting it? Fine then. So the ones, that is the reason I was just checking before starting this one. I was just checking, are you okay with Excel? Because whatever the rules, things that you learn in Excel, most of them are there in SQL and Power BI. Got it? Right, okay. So SQL, SQL, we pronounce this as SQL, okay? This is going to be about 10 days, I would say, a good 8 to 10 days, depends on, the exercises and all that I give. And if you can complete on time, then yes, within 8 days, we should be able to complete, but it may go up to 10 days also. Okay, so I'll be giving you the exercises. I'll give you a few small tasks and all, and there is an online quiz. We'll do that. Okay. By end of this SQL, you should be able to comfortably write all the select queries, joins, union, all set operators are there, subqueries are there, common table expressions are there. How to work with these window functions and different kind of things are there. So you'll be using all those things comfortably. There are certain rules, okay, for SQL to write the SQL queries. We'll be talking about all those things. And multiple query levels are there. I'll take you through all those query levels one by one so that you will find SQL, writing the queries in SQL is going to be easy, right? Okay, so good 8 to 10 days of program that covers everything that is related to reporting and analytics. It is not a SQL development program, okay? No database development, right? But anyways, as I said, we are going to cover how to design a database. What is a database? What is RDBMS? What is SQL Server? And by the way, we installed 2022. It is like little outdated course version there, the server version there. 2022 developer edition, that's what we download. We will install our client SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, and we learn how to create the database, how to modify the database, how to drop the database and things like that. And then how to work with the different commands like DDL, DML, DQL, DCL, TCL, all the types of the commands we work with. But again, our focus, as I said, as we are, focusing the data analyst role, so we spend more time on DQL, data querying language. Let's say if you're already working professional and you are into some team and you want to interact with SQL and you want to get your team's data, extract your team's data and analyze it. Yes, for you also DQL is needed because other commands like DDL, DML are taken care by other, teams. DCL, TCL also other teams they take care. As a data analyst, this is our job, DQL. Okay. And we'll also learn, as I said, of course, designing something is not our job, but we still need to learn how the tables are created, how the constraints are set on the tables, what kind of constraints like primary key, foreign key, unique key, not null, default, check, right? What is indexing? All these things we'll learn, but we don't spend much time on them because they are needed for the database developers, not for us, right? But as a reporting analyst or a data analyst, these constraints will help us creating the relationships between the tables or joins between the tables. We'll talk about that. At this point, if I'm talking about all these technical terms like primary key, foreign key, constraints, data types, you may be confused, I understand. But as part of the course outline, I just need to take you through all these things. But when we get into the subject, in detail explanation, I'll give you where you can find all these things, right? I'll explain then. And the data types, data manipulation language, DML, right? Insert, update, delete, truncate, how to use them. DQL, this is where we spend more time. Select queries and how to use the different operators, aggregate functions, built-in functions, different types of functions. So you have like Excel date time functions are there. Excel text functions are there. Mathematical, trigonometric, and statistical functions are there. Same kind of functions are there in SQL also. Names maybe sometimes they are little different, but their functionality is same. They work same. How to work with the joins, set operators, subqueries, views. Okay, what is a view? What is a virtual table basically? Okay, how to set up the security, how to set up the transaction management. But other couple of things also that I cover as part of this training: stored procedures, common table expressions, and window functions. These days, most commonly in the interviews they are asking. So that's the reason we have included these 3 topics also: how to work with the stored procedures, how to work with the common table expressions, and window functions. Okay, so we will cover those things also. So this course will give you an idea about all the different databases. Okay, you may get a question here. Okay, in our training, we work with Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, fine, then we get trained here in Microsoft SQL Server. But what if I join a company and the company asks me to work with a MySQL Server instead of Microsoft SQL Server? There is a MySQL Server, right? So what is that I need to do then? My company uses Oracle. Then you need to understand one thing. You learn here Microsoft SQL Server, right? But if you get an opportunity to work with any other server, no need to worry. Why? Because all of them, they follow the same rules. A few commands may look little different, but most of them, they are same. Most of them are same. Okay. So I'll give my real-time example. When I learned like what, Oracle 11G, that point in time back in 2010 and 11 time, okay? But later, when I started working with my client, they gave me MySQL. Okay? Now I'm delivering trainings on TSQL. Nothing but Microsoft SQL Server SQL. Okay? So learned Oracle, worked with the client using MySQL, and delivering trainings on Microsoft SQL. So what I'm trying to tell you is, you learn any kind of a SQL, any kind of a server, you will understand other servers also. The commands may be slightly different, but most of them, they look very much similar. Clear? Done. So this would take about 8 to 10 days time, and we have like couple of, a good number of exercises I'll be giving you and every now and then, and you need to complete them and share the output screenshot. Okay, so there are quizzes available, and there is one certification available, which is a free certification. And towards the end, I'll let you know there is a platform, and you need to complete the certification. And in the last session, I'll also cover the interview questions for you. What kind of questions will come and what kind of, the way they ask those questions and all, right? We'll talk about all those things in our last session. So in the next 8 to 10 days, yeah, this is what you can expect. You will have a fair understanding about how to write any tricky SQL command. And by the way, as part of this SQL sessions only, I'll cover how to use, any AI or ChatGPT kind of tool to generate those queries automatically. Okay, but how to give that prompt, how to make ChatGPT or any other AI model understand your requirement. So I'll cover all those points so that you can give a better prompt to get accurate output. Okay, so I'll show you that also. But here's the point: do not depend on AI much at this point. You try to first of all think logically, and if it's still not working out, then you take the help, because most of the companies, they don't allow you to use these tools, right? Because of the data security and the other kind of issues. Okay, you cannot, or you are not allowed to directly use these AI models in the organizations. But there are certain things like Copilot is there from Microsoft that you can use. Okay, So how to use Copilot also I'll include. Okay, but that I will cover in the last couple of sessions, not now. If I'm showing it now itself, instead of you thinking it logically, you always depend on AI only, right? What if a day is there in your office, if there is no AI support and you need to write a SQL query, then you get the point? So that's the reason, first of all, we try our best, and if if it is not working out, then we try to get the some help. You get the point, right? Fine. So once we are done with the SQL with all these concepts, then we'll move on to Power BI. Right, Power BI, again, it is going to be a good, because it's a 9:30, 11:30 session, so 2 hours every day. Okay, we'll give you a few practicals also towards the end, and you need to complete for the day, and you need to share the screenshot in the group. Okay, done. So this is going to take about 15 to 17 days. Okay, a good, yeah, good 34 hours of sessions you will get. Okay, so in which, as I said, right from the Power BI desktop, nothing but report development to Power BI service, nothing but report sharing and publishing and sharing. So all those things that you will learn, right? Okay, here we go. So introduction to Power BI. You may be very new to Power BI, but I'll show you how easy it is to create. Actually, it is much more easier than creating a report than in Excel. Okay, Power BI is much more easier than Excel. If you want to create a report, at least you need to have some idea about writing the formulas, creating the pivots, creating charts and all, right? In Power BI, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to have any such idea. Also, if you know simple English, you can generate your dashboard. I'll show you that. Okay, today I'll show you how quickly you can create a dashboard. Done. Okay, so what is BI? From there we start, and there is an ETL tool available inside Power BI, which is Power Query platform. Power Query. You would have heard this. Anyone here? Power Query? No problem. I'll show you what is a Power Query and how you can transform the data, right, into the required format using the Power Query. That is what we will do. And then data modeling, how to use those keys and build the relationships and how to connect the tables and all. There is a concept called data modeling. See, at this point, these names may be sounding little new for you. Okay, I'm not denying that fact, but try to remember a few at least for today. Data, transformation, data modeling, right? And then Power BI visualizations. Today, as I said, I'm going to show you one report, how quickly you can create, even if you are not coming from the reporting background. Okay, so how to use these visuals, how to use the custom visuals and slicing and dicing. Okay, anyone, you remember what is a slicer in Excel? Slicer, what is a slicer?
The enhanced filter, there we can select the option and we can.
Correct. It's a filter, basically. It's a filter, and you can just select those values and to filter only the data that you want to see there on the dashboard, right? Yes, so the same kind of slicers and filters are available there. And DAX, data analysis expressions, right? Yeah, so we'll be using the different DAX functions, and someone who is coming from Excel background, there you use the text function, date function, math function, right? All those functions are available, and along with them, you also have very advanced formulas or functions available in Power BI. Okay, there is something called a section called time intelligence functions, iterator functions. Different functions are there. They are like very powerful. And finally, as I said, Power BI service related things, and there we have how to publish the reports, how to share the reports. And another interesting thing, this is where we talk about managing the roles and row level security, RLS. Probably I can show you a simple example here so that you will understand it easily. Why Power BI, most of the companies, they actually prefer to have. Okay, I'll show you a simple example here. Okay, you see this one, a report. This has like south, central, north, west, east, different regions are there. You have different regional managers. Okay, you need to share this data with them, with this report with them. What is it you do? Probably this is a relevant question for the working professionals. You're working in a team, you created a report, and this report needs to be shared with 5 regional managers. You have their email addresses. What is that you do? Yeah, working professionals, please go ahead. What is it you do? Okay. Nothing you do. Let's say you created a report, maybe the ones here can answer. You created this report, and this report needs to be shared with these 5 managers. You have their email addresses. What is it you do? After creating the report, you need to do something, right, with that report. What is it you do with that report? You need to, let's say, let me just turn this into a different requirement. You have a photo. You all went out for an outing. You took a photo of your group, of your friends, okay? And they asked that photo, and that is there with you. What is that you do? You share it. How do you share it? Through WhatsApp? Perfect. Through WhatsApp, you share it, right? In the organizations, we use emails to share it, right? For that, what is it we need? We need their email address. In WhatsApp, what is it you need? Their contact number. Got it? Perfect. See, why I asked working professionals, because they use emails, right? So that's the reason, but they were like quiet. So I just changed that example now. So you take their number and you send that photo via WhatsApp, right? Similarly, this file needs to be shared with other regional managers. If you have their email addresses, what is that we do? We draft an email saying that, hey, so and so, please find the attached dashboard, right? And we attach that and we send it. But here's the problem. When you send this report, how many regions data this report has? All 5 regions. But your management says, okay, if the central manager is there, should be able to see only central data. Shouldn't be able to see the north or west or any other region data. So each manager should be able to see their respective regions data only. If that is the case, then what is it you do? In Excel, you know what is it you need to do? You need to go to your raw data and you need to delete other regions. Okay, let's say if you want to get only central data, right? You need to delete all other regions data, keep only the central data, right? You see that? Keep only the central data, save this report as central dashboard and share it with central manager, right? So that means how many versions of the reports that you need to create? 5, right? Okay, I'll tell you one more thing here. CEO wants to see the entire data. Then 6 versions of the reports. This is what, this leads to a lot of maintenance activity. And if I'm not wrong, a few of your working professionals are there, right? Please respond to this question. When you created a consolidated report, but your company or the business gives you a direction that you cannot share other regions data or other departments data with other managers, probably would have done this. Yes, no. You would have filtered it only to cover, yeah, to include only that particular region's data and then share it with a respective manager, right? Online participants, the ones who are working, have you ever done this kind of a thing? Because your workbook has consolidated data, but it's not supposed to be shared with everyone. Yes, anyone in this group? I used to do this a lot because I used to get consolidated data in one place, but if I want to share it with the different managers, I need to split the data and create a copy of that file and then share it with the managers that includes their respective regions data. So it leads to a lot of maintenance activity, and sometimes it is possible, right? I'll tell you one thing. You created central file. Let's assume you created central file, you saved it, but at the time of attaching that file, what if you attach south file? Is it possible? In the emails, you can attach the files, right? You type the central manager email address, but you attach the south file. Possible? Possible or not? Yes, possible. Possible. Why? Because, human error, right? You just, randomly select, or maybe accidentally you may select some other file and you send it. Then this will create one more issue, right? Because other regional manager is able to see some other region's data. But to avoid all these things and to reduce the maintenance activity, we have something called RLS, row level security. If central manager logs in, that person will be able to see only central data. If south manager logs in, south data. If CEO logs in, entire data. Report is only one. But when they open it, for them, the different views will appear. How to set it up also we will learn. Right? See, Power BI, why most of the companies prefer this? Because once you create a Power BI report and you publish it, later the maintenance activity is very, very less there. You can also even automatically schedule the refreshes. Nothing but in the normal reporting using Excel, what we do, every day we open the report, we update the data, we rewrite the formulas, we refresh the pivot tables, and so many manual things that we need to do. In Power BI, you don't need to do that. Once you create a report, you publish it and you schedule an automatic refresh, and every 1 hour, 2 hours, or every day morning 8 o'clock, if your report needs to be refreshed, it will be refreshed. That's it. You don't need to do anything, right? Just in case if the report refresh fails, it will even trigger a notification email saying that the report refresh has failed, right? Please take a look at this and fix this issue manually. So, sometimes it may fail and then we need to do it manual refresh. So all those automatic things are available in Power BI, right? So that's the reason most of the companies they prefer. I'll also talk about the differences between Power BI and Tableau and Power BI and Excel, right? Most of you may be thinking like, why not Tableau? Why Power BI only, right? Tableau is also a great tool, no doubt about it. I'll take you through the differences between Power BI and Tableau. But one thing I can easily tell you, I'll give you a simple example here. You want to buy, what is that? AC. Okay. You want to buy an AC. Samsung is there, LG is there. Same features, same warranty, right? For your room space, both of them can efficiently cool the room. Okay. Samsung is about 40,000. LG is about 44,000. Both of them are offering the same kind of features and for your room and whatever the place where you are residing, and both of them can do the same thing. Then which one you go with, Samsung or LG? Samsung. Why Samsung? 4,000 savings, right? Simple. Okay, here we go. Power BI also does the same thing. Power BI licensing is compared to Tableau is little cheaper, affordable by mid-scale companies also. $10 per month per user as a pro user. I'll talk about the license types and the different types of licensing is there in Power BI. We'll talk about that. But the commonly used license as a pro license user, which is like $10 per month per user. So most of the companies can easily go for it. But Tableau is little expensive. Okay. So that's the reason most of the companies now these days, actually moving away from Tableau platform and getting on to Power BI. There are so many advantages also, and there are limitations also about Power BI, okay, especially when it comes to a large data set, very, very heavy data set, okay, then Power BI is not the right tool to deal with it. Okay, so we'll talk about that, limitations also. Every tool has its own pros and cons, okay. Okay, all of them are great, but certain things, Tableau does really well, and certain things Power BI does really well. Okay, so these kind of things are there in Power BI, and a good 15 to maybe 17 days sessions are there in Power BI for Power BI, right? And for this, I'll be giving you small tasks, project works, and towards the end, I will be able to complete 2 projects in Power BI. Along with that, small project works also there. I'll be giving you the client documentation, and you need to read the documentation and use the data set and come up with the report output. That is what you need to do. Done? Yeah. And once you are done with this, you can even go for PL300 Power BI certification. Okay. Of course, not part of your Analytics Power Pack course, but if you want to go for it, we can guide you how you can go and clear that certification also. Whatever the questions are there during the training itself, I'll repeat that one for multiple number of times to remember that. Yeah, as I initially said, Power BI certification PL300 is not that easy, but if you continuously practice it, yes, in 1 month time, you should be able to clear the Power BI certification also. There are a very few PL300 certified, professionals in the market at this point. Okay, fine. Why certification is needed and all also I'll show you. But I think up to this point, all of you got some idea, right? What is that we are going to learn? Right. What all are we going to learn now in this course? SQL and then Power BI. Perfect. You understood why SQL and Power BI is needed? Right. Both of them have some connection. Okay. I'll show you that in a bit so that you will get some idea. And also I'll show you the placement opportunities. Right. Most of you may be thinking, I usually hear this a lot. Okay. Someone who is with a 4-5 years of experience in data analytics, they may be making around what? A good 15-16 lakh per year. Whereas someone who is into operations for the last 7-8 years, making what? 6-7 lakh, right, per year. So why such difference is there and why Power BI developers are paid high? Simple. What is that one rule that drives the pricing of a product? Economics, anyone? Demand and supply. Demand and supply. Let's say if gold is available everywhere in this world, then gold price would be much more cheaper than iron. If diamonds are available everywhere in this world, then diamonds are considered as stones. Simple. Demand and supply, right? Let's say if Power BI developers are there in the market, like every college is producing Power BI developers only, then Power BI developers demand will be decreased. Simple. At this point, there are software developers who are starting their career at 1.82 lakh also. You know that? Most of the BTech graduates and all, once they come out, if they're looking for any software related job and all, if any programmer kind of a job, there was days, these people, Java developers and all, they were working for 10,000 per month also. A few years ago, right? But at least now 15-20,000 per month as a fresher. But most of the data analyst positions as a fresher, we are getting the placements, starting from 3 lakh, 3.5, 4.5, and different ranges. Okay. Why? Supply and demand. Right? The companies need that candidate, but we don't have enough supply in the market, then definitely the demand will increase and the packages will be like that. If everyone is like a Power BI developer, then the package will be lesser, right? Data entry operator salary is, which one is high, like data entry operator or a data analyst? Data analyst. Why data analyst? Because data entry operators, anyone who knows typing, they can become a data entry operator. Most of the people, they know how to type. But data analysts, they require certain skills, right? More skills, more earnings, right? Done. Okay, so let me just take you through the positions, okay? And most of the people, they realize little late in their career and they think like, okay, can I switch to a different career now and I can get some good salary. I mean, that's okay. You can still try that, but if you are within that 4 to 5 years range, it is easy. But once you become like 10 years, 15 years, after that you want to switch to a different career, you can still do that, but it may not be that easy for you, right? So what you need to present, if you are with a 10 plus or a 15 plus years of experience into operations, let's say, then you cannot directly become a data analyst. But my recommendation is that at least learn the skill, try to implement within your team, try to create a report for your team, like this is how the production or quality is, utilization is. If you can at least showcase that, maybe in the managerial role, you can use Power BI and then get a good opportunity there. Okay. But switching to a data analyst, I wouldn't recommend. So let us see the Power BI jobs in Hyderabad. Just go with Power BI jobs in Hyderabad. We have, yeah. Let's randomly open one by one, okay? Business intelligence lead, Power BI. What is this? Business intelligence lead, Power BI, right? What is that they are asking for? Observe this. I just randomly opened something. Role is Power BI, right? Why are they asking for SQL also? I told you, right? There is some connection. I'll explain that. What is that connection? Okay. Let's go with this next one. What is it they are asking for? Why SQL? Okay. Let's randomly open something. They didn't write much about that role. Yash Technologies. Okay. What is they are asking for? Role is what? And looking for what? SQL and DAX, right? You see that there are like, consultant Power BI. You see this. What is it? Consultant Power BI, right? What is that they are asking for? SQL, right? What is that they are asking for? Deloitte position, huh? Right? You can, okay, of course it is Power BI with SQL. Definitely that will be there. Okay, Deloitte. Role is reporting analytics using Tableau or Power BI and SQL, right? Anyone is enough. See, that's what, if someone has some good idea about Tableau, they can easily do Power BI related things also, right? So, you can open anything there, right? Different companies, different roles, okay? Entity data, Power BI architect, Power BI IIT job, something like, you can open anything there. They definitely ask for SQL related things, okay? Excel related things, right? And a few companies have started asking for certifications also. Power BI, PL300 certification, right? Lead consultant, Power BI. Lead consultant, Power BI, but definitely there will be DAX, there will be SQL, right? MS Excel, you see that? Yeah, so the role may be anything. The role, anything, it may be showing Power BI developer or a consultant or a lead or something, but ultimately, what all things that you need to have? Excel, SQL, Power BI. And these days, a few companies are asking for a little bit of Python also. So the Python fundamentals are also there as part of your data analytics Power Pack. So you will go through that after the Power BI sessions are done. Okay. Okay, fine then. So you can randomly open any of these things and you can find it, right? Certifications, yes, needed. You have SQL needed, and you have, what is it? Excel is needed, Power BI is needed. So if you have all these skills, yes, the chances are getting recruited as a data analyst is going to be more. Okay, fine then. So as I said, in Power BI, creating a report is much more easier than Excel. That's what I said, right? I'll show you in a bit. But before moving on to that, report development, I need to just do a quick check. So far, everyone is able to follow and understand what is that we are going to learn, how many days it is going to take, what kind of modules we are going to learn in this, right? Why SQL is restricted to only that analytics related? Why are we not focusing on the other commands? And Power BI, the two modules, the Power BI desktop and Power BI service, right? Kind of things. And also for the placement related, what kind of things our companies are expecting, even if it is showing Power BI developer role, what kind of other skills that we need to have, why the certifications are needed, right? You got some idea already? Excellent then. I'll just quickly show you how to create a report, okay, using Power BI, right? But before that, I just need to take you through this. Why we include SQL also in this is because, take a look at this. We are in the reporting layer. and let's say that we are using Excel, okay? And we want to create a report. Using Excel, we want to create a report, or using Power BI, you want to create a report. What is needed if you want to create a report? Data is needed. Perfect. Yeah, you just need the data, right? If you want to create a report and draw the insights from it. So what is it we need? We need the data. But where is this data? Usually, the data resides in a database, right? In a smaller organization, you can find this data in Excel files or CSV files or PDF files. Depends where they want to save the data. But when it comes to a mid-scale or a large-scale company, their data is there in some databases. It could be any kind of a database. It could be a Access database, SQL Server database, Teradata, DB2, Sybase, SAP HANA. Different types of databases are there, and your data is stored there. Right. If you want to create a report using Excel or Power BI, what is that you need? You need data, and the data is where? Is located in a database. Perfect. So this database data, if you want to extract and create a report using Excel or Power BI, you need to talk to the database and get the data out of it. So how can you talk to the database? You need a commonly understandable language. What is that? SQL, structured query language. I'll take you through this entire thing in detail tomorrow. Okay, but for now, understand that we want to create a report. To create a report, we need some data. Data is where? Data is located in a database. And using a SQL query or a structured query language query, we pass our query to the database and it returns the data into our reporting layer. And whatever the data that we get, we create it. That's it. Right? So I'll explain in detail about this slide tomorrow. What kind of a language are we going to use? Which variant of language that we need to use, right? Because I cannot talk to my database in simple English. I need to talk to my database in a commonly understandable language, right? So that is SQL language, structured query language. So I'll talk about that more in detail tomorrow about this particular slide. But understand, if you want to create a report, you need data. Data is there in database, and we write a SQL query to get the data. But now the example what I'm going to show you, consider that data is already there in our Excel file. Okay. The data is already there in our Excel file. Okay. Just let me open that. Excel file is a place. There also you can store some data, but you cannot call Excel as a database application. Excel is not a database application. Okay. MS Access is a database application. SQL Server is a database application. MySQL Server is a database application, but Excel is simply a file system, where you have a single file. There you can store some data. This data can be used to create a report using Power BI. Okay, fine then. I'll do one thing. I'll show you first of all in Excel how I can create that. Okay, you have some data. Now tell me if you want to create a report or a summary. Summary also, you want to do this. Let's say you want to see total sales by the region. Probably you would have done this. What is that one technique that you need to use? You have a lot of data, thousands of records are there. Total sales by the region if you want to create. What is it you do? Pivot table is what we need to create, right? Go here, insert a pivot table, click OK, and we got the pivot, and we just need to use. I have a question there, like a sales, where it should go? Values. Okay, fine. Region, where it should go? Rows. Right. If I want to turn this into a chart, what is it I need to do? Go there, insert, and I can do a pivot chart. I can do directly. Otherwise, keep the cursor there. I'll go to any of the charts and I'll insert a chart. Yeah. This is what I can create, right? Perfect then. If I want to do a similar kind of a thing, as I said, I no need to come from the reporting background to do this. What is it I can do? I'll take Power BI. Let me show you how easy it is to create a report in Power BI. Okay. Take a blank report. I'll get the data from a workbook, Excel workbook. Yeah, there is some data, superstores data. There is an orders table. I'll load it, okay? That's it. Once you load the data, now you can use this Power BI to answer so many questions. Let me show you. You will be surprised to see this. Let's say my business asks me a question like, what are our total sales, right? In Power, Excel, what is it you do? You go to the data, you create a pivot table and you show the total sales, right? So the question is total sales, correct? Do one thing, just do a double click here. Then it will prepare a Q&A visual, okay? And what is your question? You said total? Okay, just ask Power BI only, what are my total sales? It will generate the summary for you, right? I'll just do one thing. I'll just turn this into the millions. I'm just doing a little bit of formatting. You will learn anyways, okay? Display units as auto, right? You see that your total sales is 21.83 million. I want to find out total profit also. Okay, type it, total profit. Here we go. Right, this is my total profit. I'll just do again, turn that into a few thousands. Okay, I want to find out the total quantity. Okay, just do a double click, ask the question. Total quantity. Okay, here we go. That's your total quantity. Right, I want to see the total sales by the state. There is a state column and sales column. Okay, you have the state and you have the sales. Last time, when I asked the same question in Power, it's this pivot table. What did you do? You said like sales should go to the values, region should go to the rows. You said right. But here, I don't need to come from that background. I just need to ask a question. What is the total sales by state? Okay, here we go. But I'm not happy showing it on a bar chart like this. On a map, I want to show. Okay, I'll ask on a map. That's it. Turn this into a standard visual. I want to use one more chart here, total sales by category, because I remember that column names. I'm just typing it, okay? Total sales by category is one, and total sales by segment. Okay. Not like a bar. I want to show on a column. Okay, done. Okay, you need a slicer. What is a slicer in Excel? Filter, right? Perfect. Let's take the slicer from here, and I want to use the region slicer there. That's it. Now you see how easy it is for me. Select central region. It shows only central region, east region, south region, west region. And if you remove the filter, it shows all the regions. And all the values will be changing. And one more interesting thing is in Power BI, everything is like an interactive visual, interactive chart. If I want to know more about California, if I select California, it shows California sales, profit, quantity, and California related, customer segment and product category values. Now you got it. Let's say Florida, like this, right? You see that how they are changing automatically. All these things are interactive visuals. And I would just want to keep a title there as sales performance report. Okay, here we go. Your report is ready. Yes? Okay. Probably you would have seen this. You search a lot of content on YouTube, like, that help, VLOOKUP help or something. You do that? You search for that help to practice Excel and all. Yes, no? You depend on YouTube also. If you do a lot of searches on YouTube about, Excel, SQL, Power BI, sometimes you get these ads. Do not create your Excel report without watching this video. After watching this video, you can create your report just in 2 minutes, a dashboard just in 2 minutes, a Power BI dashboard just in 2 minutes. You watched it? Yes. Yeah, here we go. I think I was able to create this thing in just in how many minutes it took? Maybe 2 minutes. And I was talking to you, I was explaining you, this is what, but if I sit alone and do it, I think maybe in less than 1 minute itself, I should be able to complete all these things. Yes or no? Right. Okay, here we go. This is quite possible to create something like this in seconds, okay, in a few minutes, matter of minutes. But what is so challenging, here the data is well structured. I don't have any data related issues and everything is well structured. The data types are well defined and everything is like working as expected. But in the real time, the challenge, every requirement is unique. Every challenge is unique. What is it you need to do? You need to spend a lot of time fixing those data issues, right? You may be thinking, okay, in the real time, I get the, well-structured data. No, that is not possible. This is what I always say. Remember this, okay? Once you join a company, then you will realize. You may be thinking in the real time, I get the best data, right? Well-structured data, well-formatted data. No, the worst data sets that you can ever find is in your real time only, right? I'll tell you the reasons also. When you give instructions to your end users, like you need to enter A, B, C in the sequence. You know what they do? They do C, B, A. Right? In spite of giving that instruction, what they do exactly the reverse way. And they save the report and they send it to you. And then you look at that and you feel like two things are there. One thing, you can send it back to that person and ask them to input the data correctly and send it back. The other one is you as a data analyst, you need to fix that issue, right? If you need to submit a report and you don't have any, you don't have enough time, then what is it you need to do? You cannot ask that person again, re-enter the data and fix the data related issues and all. It may take some time, right? Some extra time. So what is it you do? You just come up with a logic. You have Power Query for these kind of things. Any transformation to be done, any data related issues to be fixed. We have something called Power Query. There will, learn how to fix these issues. See, creating a report in 2 minutes, yes, it is possible. But only one challenge here is that each and every requirement is unique. Then what is it you need to do? You need to spend a lot of time fixing the data issues first, right? Because you get the dirtiest data in the real time. So that's what you need to remember always, right? You need to learn how to fix those issues, right? That's where we take some time. And moreover, when you want to create a report, this looks like some meaningful report only. Yes, it helps your business to understand the total sales, profit, quantity, which region is looking good, which state has the highest sale value, right? Which segment has a higher sale, which category has a higher sales, and all those things in one snapshot. They are able to see that. Makes sense. Why it is making sense? Because before creating this report, I was very, very clear about what is that I wanted to create. That's there already in my mind. That's the reason I was able to, quite comfortably typing all those questions and I got some meaningful output there. But usually in the real-time reports, the problem is certain instances, even your client is also not sure what is that they want to see. There will be situations like this. They say that, okay, we have so much data, but we don't know what is that we want to see there. Then you as a data analyst, you need to explore all the different data points, and whatever the data point that adds value to the business, you need to suggest that, yes, we can see this, data from this direction so that, you can find out this. You get the point? So real-time reports creation or dashboard creation is not going to be that easy. It's not like every time a 2 minutes report is not possible, right? That is what we all need to remember. A 2 minutes report, with this kind of a data, yes, it is quite possible, and you can, in next 1 minute also, I can create one more report also. But if you have the clarity of the thought, like what is that you want to present on the screen, then only you can do this, right? I was just typing, total sales by category. Hold on. How do you know that there is a sales column and there is a category column? Because I worked with it already, because that's how I know that. But if you're a fresher, you need to go through your data points, right? What all are there? You get the point? So we will learn all those different things step by step, right? What kind of data is there? What data points are there? Will they really add value to the business or not? Is it okay to show it on the report or not? Yes? Okay. So it is a sales report. There is one of the dimensions available. Customer, demographics data, something like customer age is there, right? Customer age and sales. Do they make any sense? If I show the customer age also on the report. No? Customer age. Okay, here we go. You can still figure out something. Like which age bracket is actually buying our products. You're getting the point, right? So certain things are there, they are not age dependent, right? A few things are there, they do not depend on that supply and demand rule also. I was talking about supply and demand rule, right? There are certain products. For those kind of products, supply and demand rule doesn't work. You know what? Something like price and demand. Let's talk about this, price and demand, okay? Of course, a few of you are not coming from that economics background, but simple economics it is. We see this, okay? Price and demand. If the price increases, demand decreases. The price decreases, demand increases. A common thing, right? Okay. Certain goods are there, they don't really care about this pricing. If the price increases, demand remains constant. Supply, the price decreases, demand remains constant. Any best example? FMCG goods, yeah. Just because rice price has increased by 10 rupees, we can't stop eating, right? We still have to go for it. And others? Salt. Salt is the best example. I always remember this. Just because the price is decreased, let's assume, a 1 kilo salt is earlier it was 20 rupees, now it is only 5 rupees, let's assume, okay? Just because the price of the salt has been decreased, it doesn't mean that the consumption of the salt will increase, right? Yes or no? But gold, yeah, if the price drastically decreases, everyone would like to, buy, right? Because it's not only for the, investment purpose. A few of them may be interested in buying some ornaments or something. You get the point? Certain things are there. If the price increases, demand also increases. There are like different things away, things are there in economics. But yeah, but you understood, right? Certain things. Yeah. So here, customer age, yes, may affect your sales. But if you have the dimension and if you want to present it, right, then you need to talk to your business and you need to understand from their standpoint what they are thinking. Will the age of the customer will really add any value to the business or not? You need to discuss that, and then only you can show it on the chart. You got the point? Real-time report development is not that easy, like a 2-minute report. It will take some time. Okay, so what are the things are involved? We'll talk about that one by one. And then finally, we create a very powerful dashboard and we will learn how to publish the reports so that you can see all of them on your Power BI service account like this. I was telling you, right? You can open this report anywhere from this, in this world, right? So then once you publish the reports, you can see them in your Power BI service account. Yeah, something like this you can create and publish it, right? Like powerful reports also. Let me, you can create a dashboard, a sales performance report, different views you can create, right? You want to switch to the line view, you want to switch to the map view, you want to apply the different filters and you want to clear all the filters, switch to the line view. What if my sales are increased by 35%? How the values will change, right? Go to the next page, right? Go to the previous page, right? And also we have something called a tooltip. You see that when you are hovering the cursor, it shows additional details in the form of a tooltip. We call that as a tooltip, how to design that. See, all those advanced visualization techniques are available in Power BI, right? Let's say you want to know more about California, how it got more sales, just go through or drill through details. Then it takes me to the California, only that state, and how the values are there by state and the city, how it is coming, right? If I want to go back to the previous, right, I want to go to the top end analysis, and there I want to see the top 5 subcategory values, how much they are contributing to the total sales, and all these different things that we'll create, right? So many things are there in Power BI, right? But yeah, initially, as I said, like we are going to talk about SQL concepts. Trust me, SQL is not again going to be very easy. So far, you are writing only a small formula with syntax, right? But going forward, you will have to type a query language, right? But there are certain techniques. If you can stick to them, you can easily write SQL queries. For the first 2 days or maybe 2 to 3 days, there will be little confusion, no doubt. No doubt, there will be some confusion, okay? But if you are continuously practicing them, you will understand, right? But yes, that 2 to 3 days, without losing the patience, you need to practice until you get the output, right? I'm there in your WhatsApp group, just in case if you are stuck somewhere, you can take a photo of it, and this is what I'm trying to do, and this is the error it is throwing, okay? And if you can explain me, I can then and there I can solve it. But if it is like a really tricky one in the next day session, I can pick that up and I can help you out. But if you are stuck somewhere, don't wait until the next day. Then and there, take a photo, send it. If others know the answer, they will help you. Otherwise, I'll help you. But ultimately, this a good 1 month course, you will have to continuously practice and stay in touch with the subject so that you can learn more, and the chances of getting a job is going to be higher, right? Without practicing, you can't expect a job, right? The best example I heard from one of the other faculty members, someone joins a gym, okay, for a 6-pack, okay, pays of 50,000 for 3 months. But after 3 months, this person didn't get the 6-pack. You know the reason? Very much dedicated, okay, but never went to the gym. So if the efforts are not there, you can't expect the results. Simple, right? Every day at least, you need to practice for some time. So why am I saying sometime? Because we all learn at, different paces. I would say, a few of you are very quick learners. If you see something, you can easily understand it in the very next minute, you can write it also. A few of you may take some time. For few, it may be 1 hour. For few, the same concept may take 1 day. No doubt. But the same concept, maybe one of you can do it in 1 minute also. You're getting the point? So there is no certain time frame that, okay, you need to practice only for this much or these many hours. No, right? Maybe today's topics, you are like, you find them very easy, and the very next minute you can write them. But tomorrow's topics, they may take 1 day for you, but your friend may complete that in half an hour. You get the point? So it depends as an individual, your way of learning things and all. So you need to invest the time, right? So from tomorrow onwards, I am going to take you through all the SQL concepts. And even though you are coming from non-technical background, absolutely no issue. As I told you, right? If you have some idea about Excel, this is enough to start off with SQL. How the data is stored, where the data is stored, how the databases are created, how the SQL server is installed, the client is installed. I'll take you through all those things. Of course, that is not our job to install the servers and the clients in the offices. There is a dedicated, team available, but you also have to, need to have some ideas. So that is the reason I'm covering these points. Done? Right. So For the first 2 days, there is no technical exercises. It's more about the theory and understanding the SQL fundamentals and all. Okay. But I want you to do one thing today and to understand more about the keys. Okay, it's a small exercise. It's not, even if you don't do it, that's okay, because anyways, tomorrow we'll discuss, but invest some time, find out a few keys. Okay, keys, nothing but these IDs. IDs. If you join a company, you will get an ID. What is that ID called? Which ID? Employee ID. Perfect. If you join a college, you get an ID. What is it? Student ID. Perfect. If you buy a metro ticket, you get an ID. Have you ever observed that? On your metro ticket, there is one transaction ID. If you buy a bus ticket, a digital one, there is a transaction ID, right? Each one of you to come up with two IDs. I already gave you a good number of examples where you can find these IDs. If you ask me, if I look at this AC has an ID, that AC serial number, right? I want you to identify each one of you two. Okay? But here's the catch. You cannot repeat the same ID if it is told by your friend. You got the point? Let's say if I already say, let's say if I say employee ID and student ID, none of you can use those things. So tomorrow session, we try to be the first one so that you will have multiple, answers with you. But slowly that list will be shrinked because others will be saying the IDs, right? So what if you practice only two IDs and you try to remember only two IDs, and what if the others say them? You got the point? So look around, you see so many, IDs, you see so many IDs there. So try to write maybe a 10 or 15 just in case, right? I think most of you may be coming with the same common IDs. I'm just assuming, let's see how it will run, right? I see a question there in the chat. Will AI replace data analysts? What is the AI impact on the data analyst roles? Okay, good one. Will AI replace data analysts? Yes, eventually it will happen, right? Will the cab drivers will be replaced by those, what do we call, autonomous cars, that automatic cars? Yes. In near future, is it possible? Down the line, like 10 years, is it possible? Yes or no? Everything will run on its own, right? Then the one who has this only the driving skill currently, who is like surviving as a driver, what that person needs to do? Just stay there at home and do nothing? No, right? Do something else. Like, if that is the case, that person has some idea about already cars and all. My recommendation would be these automated cars will go through certain troubles, right? Yes or no? Because it is a software programmed or, engine related issues may be there. Okay, learn that skill. Simple. AI, yes, definitely it is. I'll tell you one more thing. These days you are hearing about a lot of AI and all, right? People losing the jobs because of the AI and something got automated. That's the reason that entire team got laid off and all. You are listening to it now. But I was doing this back in 2013-14 time. Almost like 10 plus years ago, I was doing this. I was an automation expert in UAG. My job was to remove the jobs. That's what I used to do. Sit with the team, understand it, right? Write down the entire process, right? Wherever it is possible, automate with the help of coding, some programming. Macro Express is there, some RPA tools are there, okay? So once everything is done, do it like multiple days of testing, a couple of weeks testing. If everything is working as good as a human being doing it, that's it. We don't need any resources there. Companies have been doing it. It's not new for the companies. But why, why you are hearing these things a lot? Because, it got into the mainstream these days, right? Everyone is talking about it. And moreover, the technology, earlier it was quite expensive, but now it is very much affordable. Even a small company can go for a AI tool, okay? Right? And most of the tools are like, they are like open source, you can do whatever you want to do with them. And a few of the things are like free also, right? ChatGPT is for free, and certain things you can do it for free. Of course, if you want to upgrade, then there is a ChatGPT Pro Plus account, something. You need to pay some subscription, right? So these kind of things are now available everywhere, and moreover, the internet availability is everywhere. Earlier, it wasn't that easy to access the internet, right? But you see that because of all these changes, and every company is able to go for these AI models, right? So that's the reason. Yes, definitely there will be an impact. You cannot say no to it. Will AI replace data analysts? Yes. But when and how soon? No, not very soon. It will take at least a 5 to 6 years of time, because developments are taking place. And after 6 months or 6 years, and then yeah, even I need to look at my career also, right? So yes, my alternative plans are parallelly running, right? Yeah, I'm doing so many other things also parallelly. I'm learning so many other things, right? So what is the AI impact on analyst role? So definitely there will be an impact. I'll tell you one thing. Just now, I showed you a simple example like NLP, the natural language processing related one in Power BI. I just asked a simple English question like, what are my total sales by the state? And it was able to present it in the form of a chart, right? So it's using, that was AI concept and NLP only. It is understanding my simple English question and able to turn that question into a meaningful visual. You're getting it? If at this point these tools are doing this much, imagine after 10 years how the world will be. You got the point? So there is no end to any kind of a learning. You will have to continuously upskill. That point in time, you see, AI will definitely know whatever the boring, repetitive jobs are there, operational work is there, will be automated for sure, right? So AI, can it post the accounting journal entries and all? Yes or no? If you give a statement, so and so, goods sold to so and so person on credit. If you give this statement, will it be able to find out what account should be debited, account should be credited? Yes or no? Yes? Yes, it can do it. Then that means all those people who are dealing with that operational accounting work, are their jobs at risk? Yes. It's just that company should take a call or a direction that yes, we want to implement AI in our company. That's it. That call. Or whosoever are like working as accountants, like a 10, 20 members, the sad reality, they are going to lose the jobs. That's it. Simple thing. Why companies want to pay more? Yes or no? If AI technology can be implemented at 1 lakh per month, and there are like 20 operational analysts are working 20,000 per month, right? Almost like 4 lakh you're investing on them. If AI can do most accurate work in 1 lakh, then companies, what do they think? They still think like, no, my employees will lose their jobs if I implement this. Let us stick to the manual work only. Do they think that way? No. Companies are running out there only for profits, right? If our skill is not adding up to their profit, companies don't need us. That is reality. Yes or no? So stay in touch with the subject, learn a good number of things, stay ahead in the competition, and get good opportunities. That's only the thing. Okay, there is a thing, right? Survival of the fittest. Yeah, here, if you have strong skills, will survive in the market. It's as simple as that. Okay, so nothing in this world is going to be constant, right? Everything changes, right? Yes. So to answer those two questions, probably these are not like a very favorable answer, but that is a reality. And but yeah, one thing I can confidently say with this space also, I would say, 6 to 7 years easily it will take some time. Okay. to replace these kind of roles by AI, right? So in these 6 to 7 years, we should be able to get some good job, and then you need to think, okay, so as per the market, what are the things that you need to learn? You need to decide. Okay, just because you got a job, you cannot simply stay there. You get the point? Right. Fine then. Any other questions? Okay, technical stuff in detail, I'll take you through from tomorrow. Course outline, the duration, right? All these things you are okay, right? What is it you're going to learn, right? Okay, excellent then. So in our, Institute laptops, the SQL Server and Power BI have already been installed, so you no need to do anything there. So they are already there. Direct, you can take those things, and from tomorrow onwards, you can start practicing. But the ones who are new to this SQL Server installation and all, tomorrow we'll see how to install the SQL Server, how to install the client. And I'm repeating this point again, even if you are coming from the non-technical background, as on today, a few things would have sounded little technical. You no need to worry about them. Tomorrow I'll take you through step by step and in a most easiest way. I try to actually give very, basic examples so that you can easily understand, right? Why I gave you that exercise to find out those IDs. There is a reason, because once you start working with the databases, we work with these keys and constraints only. There we talk about the primary keys, foreign keys and all, whatever the IDs that you are going to, take as samples or examples, right? And tomorrow you will understand more about them, why I gave this exercise to you, right? You're ready, right? Tomorrow, each one of you will give me two IDs and without a duplication. Yes? Done? Online participants, is that okay?
Yes.
Right. Great then. So let's catch up 9:30, 9:35 around. I'll start the session. I'll be here only. So 9:30 to 11:30, 11:20, depends, right? Depends on the questions and all that we get. Up to 11:30, we do that. Tomorrow and day after, there won't be much questions, no technical questions, because it's more like a theoretical stuff initially, and then we'll slowly get into the technical stuff. Tomorrow we'll do the SQL Server installation mostly. If not, the day after we will do. Done? Great. Yeah. For today, only a small exercise. That's it. Right? Great then. So it's yeah, great then. So it's that's all for today from my side for today. Yes, let's catch up tomorrow.
Hello,
Go ahead, please.
sir. Please answer my question in comment section.
Is companies data? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Companies are ready to give their data to the AI. Okay. Going forward, this is what going to happen for sure. Each company will have their in-house AI models. Already a few big companies have started investing in them. They wanted to have their AI, in-house AI, and which cannot be accessed from outside, right? Why that? Because these companies, yes, a lot of data security issues. Let's say if it is a a banking company, banking company, they cannot upload their data into a AI model, okay? Something like, ChatGPT can do so many things. I cannot take my personal bank statement to a ChatGPT. Like, this is again a data security issue. Get my point? And something like a banking company is there and they cannot load their banking company data into ChatGPT because it's a third party tool and they may not be comfortable sharing the data with a third party, AI model. What companies have started doing, they have their in-house AI models. They are investing in them already. Soon, yeah, maybe a good number of years, soon means 5, 6 years later, each and every big company will have their own AI models in-house, which cannot be accessed from outside. Only their company data, they will train that AI model there, and the data will reside inside their company only. Okay. So at this point, no company is ready to share their data, and most of the companies are not allowing using ChatGPT in their office network. You know why? Because if you take any company financial report and you upload to ChatGPT to analyze it, of course it can analyze and it can interpret the results also. But what if in the background, this file that was uploaded by you can be accessed by anyone else also in the background? Yes or no? Right? So the company's data is at a risk, so they don't do that. But Copilot, Microsoft related thing is there, Copilot. That is also AI model only. These days it's like very interesting thing. You can create presentations, you can create Word documents, and if you are using Microsoft 365 admin account, you have the Copilot option also there. You can just ask any kind of thing, any kind of a thing. Okay, I'll just create something like this. Insurance guidelines by IRDAI, Authority of India. Okay, insurance guidelines to the insurance companies. Okay, need a document, detailed document. Okay, done. So earlier, if you want to create something like this, you need to go through multiple pages, web pages and all, right? But now, no, it's like a comprehensive insurance guidelines document, right? Here we go. It is creating all those things for me. Earlier, to do the same thing, we used to spend a lot of time copying, pasting, and summarizing it, and only the important points we need to again copy paste that into a document. Now it's like what? Matter of seconds. It's done by Copilot, which is again very much similar like ChatGPT, right? You can create the presentations. You have so many apps like this, okay, these days, right? This does the entire work for us. Okay. Done.
So
There is
I'm
yeah.
your help. I'm having issue with the SQL Server
Yeah.
installation, and I need your help. So, would you like to help me after the class, or like maybe some other day?
Tomorrow, shall we do it? Is that okay? Because tomorrow, anyways, we are going to install. Is that fine?
Okay. Okay. The same
Yeah.
link will be the Zoom link.
Yes, yes. Same link. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, because anyways, we are going to install SQL Server tomorrow. So I'll cover this point also.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. You see that? The entire document is ready in few seconds. You understood? Now, yeah. If you ask, so tell me, earlier you had to invest this much time and all. People who were working as a typist, there was a role in offices. Typist, someone who types the documents and all, right? Yes, they lost the jobs. Do we need any typists? No, right? Everyone needs what? A computer operator. Done. So the ones who could upgrade and upskill themselves from the typewriter to computer, they're still surviving in the market. Now, after looking at this kind of a thing, okay, do I really need someone to type this document now? No. So that means even their jobs also at risk. I no need to reach out to anyone to, give a document. And one more thing, I'll tell you one thing. Earlier, if you have a photo with a document photo, okay. So to convert that into this, we used to have OCR, optical character readers and all, that used to give us like 95% or 98% accuracy. But these days, you don't need to do that. Just take a photo and upload to ChatGPT and ask it to convert it to a Word document. That's it. It will type it for you. In any language, by the way. Even the Telugu documents also. You're getting the point? So yes, technology is evolving and people losing the jobs. But parallelly, it is also creating new jobs. Right? So if something is good happening, the other way, bad also parallelly happening. When something bad happening, something good is also happening parallel, right? So yes, this is how it is these days. So soon, maybe 6 to 7 years, it will take some time. But yes, AI will be able to do so many things that we are at this point we are doing. Okay, great then. So let's catch
So
up.
will you be,
Yeah,
so
go
in
ahead.
SQL, will you be covering arrays also? Like if the data is stored in array, how to extract the data, that also will be covered in SQL class?
I can do that, but only the ones who are coming from the programming background, they understand what is an array, how you can store multiple values into a single, variable and things like that. Maybe
Oh.
I'll cover that. I'll cover that because But only one worry is that others, if they are confused. Let's say if you are confused about the arrays, leave that topic, but I'll cover that. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. If you can just superficially explain, that would do, like,
Yes, we'll do that. We'll do that. Yeah.
okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Cool then. So thanks everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow same time. Please, what is it you need to do? You have an exercise for today?
IDs.
IDs, two IDs and no duplication, please. Right? Great.
Duplication.
Means if I say employee ID, you cannot say employee ID once again. Okay, so come up with different IDs. When you go out, see around, look around, and you see different types of IDs, including the metro pillar. Metro pillar has an ID. You know that? Each and every pillar has an ID. Right? Yeah. Fine then. Let's catch up tomorrow then. Thanks everyone for attending, and reach out to the front office if you want to register for this course. Sorry, I forgot to share the front office number there. I'll just share the number here. Yeah, you can reach out to this number or otherwise. Right, online participants, I've just posted that on the chat window. Just take a copy of it before we end the session. Otherwise, you can search it online also, Excelytics, you will get that front office numbers. And I hope the ones who are already registered for the DAPP or Analytics Power Pack, you are already part of the permanent group, right? You should be there. If not done, reach out to them, get your names added to the permanent group, because I'm there in the permanent group. Right then. So great interacting with you all today, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Bye.